Coming up on today's episode, every emotion that you carry is information. That is the purpose of emotions. Because the moment I put it into words, it's no longer just sitting inside of me. It's as if it's in front of me. I can see it, I can hear it. And it stops feeling like who I am and starts becoming something that I've simply experienced. Hi, this is Notes with Nomfundo. I need you to really hear this. Everything has an opposite. Not some things, but everything. There's no such thing as a one sided experience in this thing that we call life. So, where there is light, there is dark. Where there is happiness, there is sadness. Where there is confidence, there is doubt. Most people spend their lives trying to avoid one of the two completely. So, they only try to feel good. They only want positivity. They only want to experience the soft life ease. It's not how life works. The law of polarity says that opposites are not separate things. It's the same thing, but just at a different degree. So, hot and cold, they're both the same thing, being temperature, but they're at different degrees. Light and dark exist on the same scale. So, it's not two different worlds, it's one spectrum. This matters because what you're experiencing is not permanent, it can move. So if you're feeling low, it doesn't mean you're stuck there. It means you're on one end of the scale. And if you're on that end, it means the other end can exist and you can get there too. But where people get stuck is you resist where you are. By that I mean you sit and you judge it, you fight it, and you try to force yourself out of it. And in doing that, you stay there longer because what you resist, you hold in place. So, an example being this is an emotion everybody has all felt. You've all been in a bad mood, right? Instead of sitting with it, you tell yourself, "Ugh, I shouldn't feel like this." So now it's not just the feeling, you've placed frustration on top of it. So you're in a bad mood, and now you're frustrated that you're in a bad mood because you shouldn't be feeling like this, you should be out of it. And then that then puts pressure on yourself to get yourself out of it. So not only did it all started with the bad mood, like you were in a bad mood. And then you got frustrated by the fact that you're in a bad mood and you're still in a bad mood. And then at that all put pressure on you to not be in the bad mood, but it pushed you deeper and deeper than what you were before because you didn't allow movement. You tried to escape instead of just simply understanding this one thing being emotions are temporary positions, they're not permanent identities. So you are not your sadness, you're experiencing it. You are not your doubt, you are moving through it. That's why English, bro, language, what we say is important. How many a times have you asked someone, "How are you?" and they will say, "I am good," or "I am sad," or "I am happy." You cannot be an emotion. You can feel the emotion. So I feel happy. I feel good. I feel doubtful. I feel confident. But what people tend to skip over is that feeling something is not the end, it's the beginning. Every emotion that you carry is information. That is the purpose of emotions. The purpose of emotions is to give you information about a situation. So instead of just sitting in it, you should ask yourself whenever the feeling arises, whatever emotion, positive or negative, why am I feeling this? What triggered it? What is this showing me about myself, my patterns, or my life choices? Because if you don't understand it, you will repeat it. That's how things become cycles. It's not because life is against you, but because the lesson wasn't taken from that experience. Once you see it clearly, you don't have to hold on to the emotion anymore because you've already taken it, what it had given, what it came to give you. And this is what it looks like for me in real life. When I feel something strongly, anger, frustration, even loneliness, I don't just sit and wallow in it. I do two things, or one of two things, sometimes both at the same, both. I have a journal. I'll either write it down. Yes, I know some of you may be hating journals, but I write it down or I say it out loud. Because the moment I put it into words, it's no longer just sitting inside of me. It's as if it's in front of me. I can see it, I can hear it. And it stops feeling like who I am and starts becoming something that I've simply experienced. I remember there was a time where I felt really sad because of a partner that I was with. So instead of just sitting in that feeling of sadness, I wrote it down. And I wrote, I feel sad because of one, two, three. And why did one, two, three sad make me feel sad? It made me feel sad because of four, five, six. And as I was writing, something shifted because it's now I'm actually looking at it now. It's not that I'm sitting in the feeling of it, but now it feels like I'm actually seeing it because it's on a page in front of me or it's said out loud in front of me. And from there, when I started writing, I asked myself, okay, what about this made me feel sad? What about the situation? As I begin to journal or speak out aloud, so I'll first state what happened, then like for facts, like this is what happened. Then I'll state, okay, what about this made me feel sad? So what pinpoint exactly where in all of this what made me feel sad? Okay, why did that affect me the way that it did? Why but okay, this made me sad, but why did that make me sad? What does this show, this whole experience and what made me sad show about me, about what I need, about what I'm allowing? And that's when it changes because now I'm not just feeling the emotion, I'm understanding it. And once I understand the information that it has to give me, I can take something from it. So either a boundary, a standard, a different way of responding next time. And once I've taken that, I don't need to hold on to the emotion anymore because I've already received what it came to give me. And from there, you let it go, you let it move. Not by forcing it away, but by shifting even slightly. I remember literally as I'm recording this morning, I was anxious over something. And I literally took out my journal and I wrote down, okay, this is what happened. I feel anxious because of this. Why does this make me feel anxious? Because it makes me feel like I'm out of control. Okay, cool. You don't like being out of control. What about the situation can you control yourself? Okay. And then I dug further and further and further. And you know what literally happened? As soon as I was done journaling, I was like, okay, cool. This is up in the air. That's what it is. That's how I have to accept it. There's no point in stressing and being anxious over the matter. Literally, within 10 minutes, it got resolved. I was like, you see, you wasted time before stressing over stuff. There's no point in stressing over these things. It's a lesson that I now have to take away from me. Being anxious over stuff that's out of my control, hey, there's no point in it. But there was a point in journaling it so that I can move through the feeling and no longer hold on to it because that's the only way I can describe it. When I journal or when I speak what my experiences out loud, not to someone, maybe to God, you can say that. When I speak it out, it feels as if I remove that emotion, stress, experience out of my chest and I place it in front of me where I can now walk around it and analyze it for what it is. This is the emotion. This is why. This is even deeper why, and so on and so forth. Therefore, I feel like it does not control me and how I react anymore. And it's a it's a small shift, but it helps me greatly deal with a lot of things. So next time you find yourself in low spaces, don't ask, how do I get out of this? You ask, okay, what's one small shift that I can make right now? Because we always look at the bigger picture, or the bigger picture is the wrong phrasing, but we always look at what is this great big step that I can take to miraculously remove myself from this messed up situation. Instead, you're supposed to be looking at, okay, cool. What's this one small step that I can do? Because it will lead to another small step, and eventually I'll remove myself from the situation. So, what's that one small shift that I can make right now? Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be amazing, doesn't have to be grand. It just has to be something better than what you're doing currently. Because even small shift is still movement, and movement is how you change your position. This is Notes with Namfundo. Sit with that.